In the ancient city of Persepolis, stone columns still stand after 2,500 years. Carved by the hands of one of the greatest empires the world has ever seen, the Persian Empire, these columns have survived earthquakes, invasions, the rise and fall of dozens of civilizations, and the weight of centuries. They still stand, quietly, powerfully, undefeated. That is Iran in one image, a nation that has been invaded, sanctioned, pressured, and challenged for centuries by empires far larger and far wealthier, and has never stopped being itself. There is a spirit in the Iranian people that the outside world rarely gets to see through the headlines, a pride so deep it runs in the blood, a culture so rich it shaped the entire ancient world, a people who have a saying that captures everything about them: this nation can die, but it will never surrender. Today, we are going on a journey through one of the oldest, most resilient, and most misunderstood civilizations on Earth. Welcome to Iran. Iran is located in Western Asia, sitting at the crossroads of the Middle East, Central Asia, and South Asia. It shares borders with Turkey and Iraq to the west, Armenia, Azerbaijan, and Turkmenistan to the north, Afghanistan and Pakistan to the east, and faces the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman to the south. Iran's geographic position has made it one of the most strategically significant nations in the world for thousands of years, a bridge between civilizations, a crossroads of trade routes, and a meeting point of cultures from every direction. The capital of Iran is Tehran, a massive modern metropolis of over 15 million people sitting at the foot of the Alborz mountain range in the north of the country. Tehran is one of the largest cities in the Middle East and Western Asia, a city of wide boulevards, elevated highways, snow-capped mountains visible from every rooftop, and a cultural and intellectual energy that surprises most visitors who arrive with preconceptions shaped entirely by news headlines. Iran has a population of approximately 87 million people, the second most populous country in the Middle East after Egypt, and one of the most populous nations in Western Asia. Its population density stands at around 53 people per square kilometer, relatively low given the country's size, reflecting the fact that large portions of Iran's interior are desert and mountain terrain that supports limited settlement. Around 76% of Iran's population lives in urban areas, a remarkably high urbanization rate that reflects decades of rapid economic and social development. Tehran, Isfahan, Mashhad, Shiraz, and Tabriz are all major cities with populations in the millions, each carrying its own distinct cultural identity, architectural heritage, and regional character. The remaining 24% live in rural areas, mountain villages, agricultural valleys, and desert settlements where traditional ways of life have been preserved across generations. Iran's rural landscape is extraordinarily diverse, from the green, forested villages of the Caspian coast in the north, to the mud-brick desert towns of the Central Plateau, to the tribal communities of the Zagros Mountains in the west. Iran is the heart of Shia Islam, the world's most significant Shia Muslim nation and the spiritual center of a tradition followed by hundreds of millions of people across the globe. Shia Islam is a tradition of profound depth, beauty, and intellectual richness. It emphasizes justice, the love of the family of the Prophet Muhammad, and a spiritual path built on knowledge, devotion, and sacrifice. The city of Qom in central Iran is one of the most important centers of Islamic scholarship in the entire world, a city of seminaries, libraries, and Islamic academies where thousands of students from Iran, Iraq, Lebanon, Pakistan, and beyond come to study Islamic theology, philosophy, jurisprudence, and ethics. the scholarly tradition of Qam has produced some of the greatest Islamic thinkers of the modern era, contributing to a living intellectual tradition that stretches back over 1,000 years. The holy shrine of Imam Reza in the northeastern city of Mashhad is one of the most visited religious sites in the entire world. Every year, over 25 million pilgrims travel to Mashhad to visit this magnificent shrine, a vast complex of golden domes, turquoise tiling, mirrored halls, and open courtyards where pilgrims pray, weep, and find peace. The architecture of the shrine is among the most breathtaking in the Islamic world. Golden domes visible from across the city, their reflection shimmering in the pools of the courtyard, surrounded by intricately tiled minarets and halls whose every surface is covered in mirrorwork that multiplies the light 1,000 times. The month of Muharram, and particularly the day of Ashura, is observed across Iran with a depth of feeling that demonstrates the central place of faith in Iranian life. Millions of people gather in streets and public spaces for processions of mourning and remembrance that combine prayer, poetry, music, and communal grief into a spiritual experience unlike any other religious observance on earth. These gatherings are not performances. They are expressions of a living faith that connect the present to events 1,400 years old with an immediacy and emotional power that is genuinely extraordinary. Shia Islam has also been a driving force behind Iran's remarkable achievements in science, education, and culture. Iran's currency is the Iranian rial, though transactions are commonly quoted in tomans. 1 toman equals 10 rials. Due to international sanctions, exchange rates fluctuate, and the economy operates under significant external pressure. Despite these challenges, Iran has demonstrated a remarkable capacity for self-reliance and economic resilience that few nations under similar pressure have managed to maintain. Iran's economy is one of the largest in the Middle East, driven by an extraordinary base of natural resources, industrial capacity, and human talent. Iran holds the world's second-largest natural gas reserves and the fourth-largest proven oil reserves on the planet, an energy wealth that forms a significant foundation for the national economy. But Iran's economy is far more diverse than oil and gas alone. Manufacturing, agriculture, petrochemicals, mining, and services all contribute significantly. Iran has developed domestic industries in automotive manufacturing, aerospace, pharmaceuticals, and military technology that demonstrate a level of industrial sophistication remarkable for a country operating under decades of economic pressure. Iranian engineers and scientists have developed domestic alternatives in fields where access to international technology has been restricted, a testament to the creativity and determination of the Iranian workforce. Iran is also one of the world's largest producers of pistachios, saffron, and carpets, luxury products recognized globally for their exceptional quality. Iranian saffron is the finest in the world. Iranian hand-woven carpets are considered among the highest expressions of textile art ever created, collected by museums and collectors worldwide as genuine masterpieces of human craft. Iranian women possess a beauty that has been celebrated in Persian poetry for over 1,000 years. Dark eyes of extraordinary expressiveness, strong features of classical elegance, olive skin with a natural warmth, and long, dark hair. Persian poets from Rumi to Hafez wrote verses celebrating the beauty of Iranian women that are still read and recited today, centuries after they were composed. This is beauty with a literary tradition, admired, described, and honored through language as well as sight. Iranian women are among the most educated in the world. Iran has one of the largest populations of female university students of any country globally. Women make up over 50% of university enrollment in Iran, studying medicine, engineering, science, law, arts, and every other field in numbers that place Iran among the world leaders in female academic participation. Iranian women scientists, doctors, engineers, and academics contribute to their fields at a level that the outside world rarely recognizes. Iranian women have made their mark on the world stage in science, art, and culture. Maryam Mirzakhani, born in Tehran, became the first woman in history to win the Fields Medal, the highest honor in mathematics, in 2014. She solved problems that had defeated the greatest mathematical minds for decades and was described by colleagues as a once-in-a-generation genius. Her achievement is a source of enormous national pride and a demonstration of what Iranian women are capable of when given access to education and opportunity. Iran's literacy rate is approximately 94%, a remarkable achievement that reflects decades of sustained investment in education across a large and geographically diverse country. In 1979, Iran's literacy rate was below 50%. In less than 4 decades, the country has more than doubled its educated population, one of the most dramatic literacy improvements of any nation in the modern era. Iran's universities are among the most active research institutions in the developing world. The University of Tehran, Sharif University of Technology, and Isfahan University of Technology are respected regionally and internationally for their output in engineering, physics, chemistry, and medicine. Iranian students consistently perform at extremely high levels in international mathematics and science Olympiads, regularly placing among the top nations in the world in these competitions. Iran produces one of the highest numbers of science and engineering graduates relative to the population of any country in the world. This extraordinary pipeline of educated talent has driven domestic technological development across multiple industries and produced a generation of Iranian professionals who contribute to research and innovation globally in universities, technology companies, and research institutions across the United States, Europe, and beyond. The Persian intellectual tradition is one of the oldest and most distinguished in human history. Iranian civilization contributed foundational advances in mathematics. The concept of the algorithm was developed by the Persian mathematician Al-Khwarizmi, whose name gave us the word algebra. The great physician Ibn Sina, known in the West as Avicenna, wrote medical encyclopedias that were the standard reference for doctors in both the Islamic world and Europe for over 600 years. Iran is a country of extraordinary hospitality. And this is not a reputation built on tourism marketing. It is a deeply held cultural value that visitors consistently describe as one of the most genuine and overwhelming they have ever experienced anywhere in the world. The Persian tea house, where tea is served with sugar cubes and conversation, is the social institution around which Iranian daily life revolves. Food in Iran is always an act of love, prepared with care, served generously, and shared with anyone present. The bazaar is the soul of Iranian urban life. Ancient covered markets in cities like Tehran, Isfahan, and Tabriz are not just commercial spaces. They are living museums of craftsmanship, social interaction, and cultural continuity. Walking through a traditional Iranian bazaar, past stalls selling spices, carpets, gold, dried fruits, and handcrafted goods, is an immersive sensory experience that connects the present directly to thousands of years of commercial and cultural history. Iran's landscapes are among the most varied and most beautiful in the Middle East and Central Asia, a country of enormous geographic diversity that most of the world has never seen. The Alborz mountain range in the north stretches across the full width of the country, its peaks rising above 5,600 meters and holding permanent snow and glaciers year-round. Mount Damavand, a dormant volcanic peak and the highest mountain in the Middle East at 5,610 meters, rises in a perfect cone above the surrounding range, visible from Tehran on clear days, in a vision of pure natural power. The southern slopes of the Alborz descend into the lush Caspian coastal region, a narrow strip of green forest, tea plantations, and rice paddies along the Caspian seashore that feels completely different from the rest of Iran. This green, forested, misty coastline surprises every visitor who associates Iran entirely with desert. The central plateau of Iran contains two of the world's great deserts, the Dasht-e-Kavir and the Dasht-e-Lut. The Dasht-e-Lut holds the record for the highest surface temperature ever recorded on Earth, 70.7 degrees Celsius measured by satellite. Yet these deserts are not featureless wasteland. They are landscapes of extraordinary drama, vast salt flats that shimmer white under the sun, enormous sand dunes that shift and reshape themselves with the wind, ancient caravanserai ruins that once served the Silk Road trading caravans, and oasis towns of mud brick architecture and date plum gardens that have sustained life in these harsh environments for millennia. The Zagros mountain range in the west offers yet another completely different landscape, a series of parallel ridges and valleys running from northwest to southeast, covered in oak forest cut by rivers and dotted with ancient villages of stone and mud brick that have sat in these valleys since before recorded history. In spring, the Zagros valleys fill with wildflowers and the sound of running water from snowmelt, creating a landscape of pastoral beauty that is entirely unexpected. Iran experiences an enormous range of climates across its vast territory. The north is humid and temperate along the Caspian coast, green, rainy, and mild. The northwest experiences harsh, cold winters with heavy snow. The Central Plateau has a classic continental desert climate, extremely hot and dry in summer, cold in winter, with very low rainfall. The Persian Gulf Coast in the south is hot and humid year-round, with summer temperatures that are among the most extreme in the world. Spring, from March through May, is the most beautiful season across most of Iran. The Persian New Year, Nowruz, falls on the spring equinox and is the most important celebration in Iranian culture, a 13-day festival of family gatherings, new clothes, traditional foods, and the deep joy of renewal that has been celebrated by Iranians for over 3,000 years. Streets fill with flowers, homes are cleaned and decorated, families travel to reunite. It is one of the oldest and most joyful celebrations in human civilization. Persepolis. Persepolis is one of the greatest archaeological sites in the world and the most powerful symbol of Iran's ancient greatness. Built by King Darius the Great beginning around 515 BC as the ceremonial capital of the Achaemenid Persian Empire, the largest empire the ancient world had ever seen, Persepolis was a city of palaces, audience halls, and ceremonial staircases decorated with stone reliefs of extraordinary skill and beauty. Delegations from every nation under Persian rule are carved in its walls, bringing tribute to the Persian king in processions of extraordinary detail, their clothing, their gifts, and their faces preserved in stone for 2,500 years. The columns that still stand at Persepolis rise 20 meters into the desert sky, their capitals carved in the form of twin-headed bulls, silent witnesses to the rise and fall of one of history's greatest empires. Walking through Persepolis at sunset, when the stone glows warm gold in the dying light and the silence of the plain surrounds you completely, is one of the most humbling and most moving historical experiences available anywhere in the world. Isfahan. Isfahan is considered one of the most beautiful cities in the Islamic world, and the evidence for this claim is impossible to argue with. The Naqsh-e-Jahan Square at its center is one of the largest and most architecturally magnificent public squares ever created. Surrounded on four sides by extraordinary buildings, the Shah Mosque, with its soaring dome and minarets covered entirely with turquoise and blue tilework, the Ali Kapu Palace, with its elevated terrace overlooking the square, and the covered bazaar entrance leading into one of the oldest continuous markets in the world. The square represents Persian Islamic architecture at its absolute peak. The dome of the Shah Mosque is considered one of the greatest achievements of Islamic architecture anywhere. Its interior surfaces, entirely covered in tile, in geometric and floral patterns of such complexity and beauty that visitors stand still for long minutes, simply trying to absorb what they are seeing. Shiraz. Shiraz is the city of poetry, roses, and wine in the Persian cultural imagination, the hometown of two of the greatest poets in human history, Hafez and Saadi, whose verses are still memorized and recited by Iranians of every age and background. The tomb of Hafez in Shiraz is a place of genuine pilgrimage. Iranians come from across the country to sit in the gardens surrounding his tomb, read his poems, and feel the presence of a man who wrote about love, beauty, faith, and the human soul with an insight and beauty that has never been surpassed in the Persian language. The Persian garden tradition, recognized by UNESCO as an intangible cultural heritage, Iran is home to one of the oldest continuous civilizations on Earth. The Persian Empire, at its height under Darius the Great, stretched from Greece to India, the largest empire the ancient world had ever seen, governing over 44% of the world's population at the time. The word algorithm comes from the name of the Persian mathematician Muhammad ibn Musa al-Khwarizmi, who also gave us the word algebra. His 9th century mathematical works transformed global science and formed the foundation of the computing and digital world we live in today. Iran has a 94% literacy rate, one of the highest in the Middle East, achieved through decades of sustained investment in education that has transformed access to knowledge for tens of millions of people. Iranian women make up over 50% of university students in the country, one of the highest rates of female university enrollment in the region, and Iran has one of the largest populations of women scientists of any nation in the world. Iran is a country that the world thinks it knows and almost always gets wrong. Behind the headlines is a civilization of 3,000 years, a people of extraordinary warmth, intelligence, and cultural depth, a nation that has faced every pressure the world could apply and remained standing, remained proud, remained itself. From the ancient stones of Persepolis to the golden domes of Mashhad, from the turquoise tiles of Isfahan to the poetry gardens of Shiraz, from the snow-capped peaks of Damavand to the vast silence of the desert at night. This nation has never surrendered, and it never will. If you enjoyed this journey through Iran, subscribe to the Urban Facts for more country stories every week. And tell us in the comments, which country do you want us to explore next?